My name's Dan Carney. It is once again my distinct pleasure to call this meeting of the Board of Trustees, Weatherford College, being held today on Thursday, September the 12th, 2024, 12:30 p.m. in the community room of the Emerging Technologies and Workforce Building located at 225 College Park Drive, Weatherford, Texas, to consider and act upon a posted agenda. I call this meeting to order, and I call upon Brent Baker, if you would, sir.
I'd be happy to lead us in invocation.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Please bow with me. God, you have just given us so much at this college. You have given us so many students. You brought them to us, and we pray to you that we take care of them, that they walk out of here better than they got here. We thank you for our faculty and staff that are working hard to change lives every day, and we thank you for our board members who are here to change lives as well. Please bless them and be with them as they deliberate. In your name we pray. Amen.
Those of you who are able, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Miss Worley, item number 2, I think we have some great news to present today, do we not?
We have forms for 2 speakers.
Okay. You want me to call the names?
Yes, please.
Would Danielle or Daniel, whoever prefers to address us first, we're just so happy to have you here and to have this opportunity. And you're all going to learn why here momentarily.
Yep. Thank you so much to the Weatherford College Board for allowing me to speak today. My name is Danielle Kokenauer. This is my father, Daniel Kokenauer. We are the owners of RB Golf Club and Resort in Runaway Bay, Texas, and we are here today to propose a donation of that golf course to Weatherford College. It's a 160-acre, 18-hole golf course. Also the possibility of donating some of the surrounding assets, including about 80 residential lots and about 5 acres of potential commercial property. And I have to say that the possibility of donating to Weatherford College is very exciting to us. Of course, y'all have a campus in Wise County. Our family has a long history in Wise County. My family has been there for generations. My grandfather, Alan Kokenauer, along with his brother and sisters, started the Kokenauer Feed Company many years ago and employed dozens of folks in Wise County. My grandmother, Sue Jean Kokenauer, was a lifelong educator, an elementary school teacher. It was really her passion to help students and families in Wise County. And we try to continue their legacy. We have a family foundation, and every year we donate more than 50% of our funds directly to charities in Wise County. The whole purpose is just to continue their commitment to that region that we grew up in and that we love so much. And that's why the possibility of donating RB Golf Club to Weatherford College, we know that it would just be a perfect fit. We love that y'all have a campus in Wise County. We also give scholarships to Decatur High School seniors every year, and a lot of times they're going to Weatherford College. We also had a scholarship program for the employees at RB Golf Club, and a lot of them went to Weatherford College, so we were always really happy to write scholarships and to support our employees who were also students at the same time. So in 2018, we purchased RB Golf Club and Resort, and a big part of that reason for purchasing it, we knew that it is such a vital part of that community. I mean, it really is the city of Runaway Bay, the entirety of the city of Runaway Bay. And so it's really, really important that to us that whoever takes it over is somebody who has that same commitment to the community and is able to create something really great. And of course, the board, y'all specifically, have some ideas, I'm sure, because you just went through this process with Canyon West, and it's my understanding that it's been a huge success. You know, congratulations to the board for making that decision and also, you know, coming up with something really great. Everything I've heard about what you've built through those programs would be such an incredible asset in Wise County. And I just want to say that, us as the owners, the Kokenauer family, we will work with y'all. We will answer every phone call. I got invited to speak about less than 24 hours ago. Could not have been more excited, and that sort of commitment will continue. We'll be so happy to work with you guys through this entire process. It is timely. It's a perfect time for us to, decide what the future of the golf course is, and we will do everything in our power to help the board. I understand y'all have a good process for all of these decisions, but we'll do everything that we can to make this a smooth process and to help it go quickly, and even get it done this year if that's possible. So I just want to say one more time that we're really, really excited. Could not think of a better fit for the community, for the city, and it would just make us really, really proud to be able to make this donation. So I'm going to let my father say something. He might just say thanks, or he might say more. So
Ms. Kokenauer, thank you very much.
Yeah.
We look forward to working through this and seeing if we can make it all happen, which
Yeah.
I'm very hopeful that we can. And I can't tell you enough how much we appreciate this opportunity.
Yeah.
Look forward to hearing from your dad.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, my name is Daniel Kokenauer, and I've got a great daughter who's taking over everything that we put together. And we've been very fortunate. Our family's been very fortunate, and we're trying to give back as much as we can. And we were at first trying to do something just the golf course, but then when we heard Weatherford College is interested, so we can make it a bigger donation, include all of our stuff. And the 80 lots, they're worth a lot, and they and there's no issue with you selling, one by one or all of them, so that'll be an immediate amount of cash. The golf course, we really don't want you to sell it, at least immediately. We want it to be part of the community and y'all running it and all that stuff. The clubhouse, we've really improved. It could be used for all kinds of stuff. Besides events, classrooms, it has lots of offices, it's pretty large and pretty nice. And then we have a big pavilion for events. If you do outdoor events, they can be 500, 1,000 people, there, along with playing golf. But indoor events, at least 200 people can be fed and have whatever, and so and they've worked out real well for us having big events. We just don't have the means to run a lot of events and to do a lot of events. It's just, we don't have the contacts, which I think y'all would. But, we're pleased to make this offer. And again, because it is a little bit, it is a live organism, that it kind of needs to be done kind of quickly. The quicker the better, and not sit in limbo. I appreciate the opportunity.
Mr. Kokenauer, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We look forward to the opportunity to explore this and see if we can't make it happen.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Very
you.
much.
Mr. President, I'd like to add that Mr. Kokenauer is a Rice graduate.
Okay, we're down to the item number 3 on the agenda, consideration and appointment of trustees, swearing in of newly appointed trustee. I'm especially excited about this moment, and I'm also going to, I'll call upon 2 of our officers, our Secretary Leland Morris. I think she has a motion for consideration, and I think Mr. Doug Dowd, our Vice Chairman, might be in a position to make a second. So, Ms. Morris.
Mr. Chair, I move that we appoint Mary Beth Denny to the vacant seat on our board, place 1.
Thank you.
second.
And we have a second, do we not?
Yes, sir.
Would the board members please show whether they're in agreement with this motion with the raising of the hands? Appears to me to be unanimous. It is so approved. At this time, I'm going to call upon our good friend to Weatherford College, Judge Quisenberry, Graham Quisenberry, to come forward. And Mary Beth Denny, would you please come to the front of the room?
I may use the table.
You may, sir.
Before we start, I've done a couple of these in the past in different places than here. And this is a very impressive facility, very emblematic of the growth of the college and the progressive thinking. So it's my honor to do this today. And you want to recognize your family and folks before we start?
Sure. I have my husband and sister, brother, and my 2 oldest sons.
All right. Are you ready to receive the oath? If you will raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Mary Beth Denny,
I, Mary Beth Denny,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of trustee, place 1
of the office of trustee Place 1
of the Weatherford College Board of Trustees
of the Weatherford College Board of Trustees
of the Parker County Junior College District
of the Parker County Junior College District
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
Help me God.
Before you depart, Crystal, I would like you to ask your family to come forward and stand with you with Judge Quisenberry, please. I know that. Judge, please join her. Come on, Mr. Hall, get in the photograph.
Thanks for that, Dan.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you all for being here. Yes, sir. We
We'll
have
do
a
the
place-
formality here
Yes, sir.
and have you sign this oath.
What a great day. What a great day.
So far, so good.
And Mr. Chair, I will deliver that to the secretary.
Thank you so much, Judge. Congratulations, Miss Denny. Glad that you're with us. Judge, thank you. Appreciate you very much. Miss Denny, you going to join us? Okay. I thought that was the shortest trusteeship in the history of the school. By the way, Miss Worley, after the meeting's over today, I'd like to have a photograph with the board and our newest member.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you. I think we're down now to item number 4 on the posted agenda, the President's report. President Todd Farmer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair and members of the Weatherford College Board of Trustees, I would like to give a few brief recognitions, employee notices, and an enrollment update. Recognitions. NJCAA preseason polls ranked the Weatherford College volleyball team as #1 in our conference and #7 in the nation. The Coyotes have since beaten several other nationally ranked teams and are off to a great start. Go Coyotes! Weatherford College will again be hosting the president of the University of Texas at Arlington, and her leadership team on Friday, October 18th. We will be exploring a variety of collaborative partnerships in addition to our existing transfer agreements. Recognition is in order to WC team members who, due to record enrollment, created additional sections of classes, added last-minute faculty members to teach the additional classes, dealt with cafeteria lines that ran out the door, and built an overflow parking lot over the weekend. What an amazing team. Employee notices. DMAC Local requires the college president to provide the names of contract employees that have resigned since the last board meeting. Elizabeth Inslee, a social sciences instructor, resigned effective 8/1/24. Jared Stewart, the social sciences department chair, resigned effectively 8/9/24. And Heather Kreitz, an instructor in nursing, resigned effective 9/20/24. We thank Elizabeth, Jared, and Heather for their service and wish them the very best in future endeavors. Enrollment report. We have an all-time record high enrollment at Weatherford College. As of Monday, September 9th, we had 6,602 students enrolled compared to 5,344 students last year, a 23.5% increase. Additionally, our non-credit workforce credential enrollment increased to 1,142 students, a year-to-date enrollment increase of an astounding 51.45%. In all, we are serving 7,744 students this fall. Mr. Chair, that concludes the President's report.
Thank you very much, Dr. Farmer. We're down to item number 5 on the posted agenda, the consent agenda and financial reports. There's items A through J which have been posted for our consideration. Do we have any questions or comments about any of those from members of the board? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I so move.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. It is so approved. Item number 6, consideration and possible action on the authorization of architectural design services for the new student center and the adjacent parking lots. Dr. Cantrell.
We would like to recommend to you all, I'm trying to get to my, yep, you went pretty fast. Architectural consideration, possible action on authorization of architectural design services for the new student center that we're proposing, and also parking lots. With that said, we have with us today Mark Berg. Is there anyone with you that you would like to introduce? Mark has worked with us on the workforce building we're in today, and also Duran Hall. And
Brian Green, Office Director for Huckabee Forward. Casey Stevens, Senior Design Architect for.
Very good.
Excited to be here. Thank you.
we've had outstanding performance from them, and we're looking forward to another beautiful building coming up soon. We at this time would recommend that the Board of Trustees authorize Huckabee and Associates to proceed with architectural design services for the new student center and adjacent parking lots.
Any questions or comments about what we're considering here? Do I have a motion to so approve as stated by Dr. Cantrell?
That's so moved.
And a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? Appears to be unanimous, so approved. Item number 7 on the posted agenda, consideration and possible action, resolution declaring the official intent of the college to reimburse certain expenditures from the proceeds of bonds to be issued by the college. Tell us about this, Dr. Cantrell.
Okay, we are proposing to, I know you all are familiar with the revenue bond, and with doing so, it'll probably could be next spring before we get everything finalized. Hopefully it's before then. But with doing so, we have with us today Hilltop Securities, Tanya, and then Hassan Mack, and he is the bond counsel for this whole big bond that's coming up.
Okay.
We've done this before, but they're proposing that we're proposing that we adopt a resolution expressing official intent to reimburse certain expenditures in getting ready for this building and the passage of the bond. So therefore, we can go back and reimburse ourselves up to this date, any cost associated with building that building once we get the bond funds. So at this time, are there any questions of the people that are here with us?
I think we've covered this before.
Hassan could answer any questions.
Are there any limits on what we can reimburse? Do you know, Dr. Cantrell?
Anything that is associated with the whole project.
But any like dollar limits? Do you know?
Well, we're still determining that.
Okay.
We're looking with I think the last time we did 70 million on it, and we're hopeful that 100 or 100 plus.
Hassan McCall Parkhurst, for the record, the resolution itself does have a cap. It's 25 million. That does not prohibit you in the future, if you do exceed that cap, from us coming back and adopting another resolution for the same project description. But the costs that you do incur have to fit within the project description, which I believe is Exhibit A to your resolution.
Okay.
To the extent we stay within that, your boundaries are 25 million.
Okay.
Thank you, Hassan.
Yep.
So, I may not have heard, the cap on the reimbursement is 25 million.
Right.
Yes, thank you.
Any other questions or comments before we have a motion to approve the resolution? Do I hear a motion to approve the resolution as has been stated by Dr. Cantrell?
So moved.
And a second?
A second.
Thank you very much. All in favor, please raise your hand, please. Appears to be unanimous. So approved. Item number 8 on the posted agenda are the reports from President Farmer, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As always, in your board book, you've been provided with updates on Weatherford College, Wise County. They're off to another exceptional start under the stewardship of Kristen McLaughlin and the oversight of Dr. Robert Marlette. Great things happening up at Wise County that we're so very proud of, as well as our academics and student services update. Item 8B is our workforce initiatives, and we have representatives from our workforce programs here to briefly talk to you a little bit about our robotics program and some other information that they would like to share. So at this time, I would welcome our speakers to the podium.
Good afternoon, President Farmer and Board. Thank you for having us today. We're excited to be here. So my name is Meryl Carson. I'm the Director of Workforce Education. I'm here along with our amazing workforce education team. We've been hard at work. This past year, it's been really exciting, some of the things that we have been able to see come to fruition. So first thing I want to talk about are some grants we were able to secure. And they have kind of led into some other initiatives that we've been able to do. And I forget that I have control of this. So first we have our Texas Workforce Commission Skills for Small Business Grant Award. We were again awarded a sizable amount this year of $189,000. Last year we were able to serve 80 employees of local businesses through that. This is specifically for small businesses of less than 100 employees. We offered you some of our latest flyers, and one of those is our corporate college flyer, and those are our initiatives to support our local business partners, and one of those is through the Skills for Small Business Grant Award. The second is through the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. We had the opportunity this past year to be a part of a consortium with Grayson College as the lead and Vernon College as another sub-partner. And then we also were part of a solo grant of just us for the Grayson Consortium that focused on health professions. And we had $113,900 that we were able to spend this year. That includes a program build out for a new sterile processing technician program and scholarships for programs like CNA, PCT, CMA, and dental. So that has been wonderful. It allowed us scholarships and funding that supported students and allowed us to increase our enrollment and remove barriers for our students. Our solo grant was focused mostly on, which you're going to see soon, kind of our industrial and automation programs. We had $250,000 towards scholarships for some of our existing programs like HVAC and machining and CAD. And in addition, we were able to build out a logistics program and a brand new program that just rolled out, our industrial production technician. So we have just rolled that out, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in a minute, but we were able to build that out thanks to the funds offered in this grant. And we just submitted our new application, so we'll find out in October if we will get to continue expanding and enhancing our programs through that grant funding in the next year. Through the North Texas Council of Governments, you see a couple of flyers that we wanted to provide you. President Farmer, right before the holiday, sent me an opportunity, and we could not pass it up. And it was through the North Texas COG, a youth career exploration event, and we were awarded a $10,000 grant for a one-day event. And if you are so brave and courageous and want to visit us next Friday the 20th, between 9 and 2:30, we are going to have 500 students from our local ISDs, homeschools, private schools, and some of our younger college students here for a big event. We're going to have a great guest speaker, the new principal of Springtown High School. We'll all meet in the Alcac, and we'll get to hear from him, and then we're going to go on a career exploration throughout our grounds. We have tents coming. It's going to be a big deal. And throughout this building, we would love to have you if you'd like to be a part of that. If you know a local business who wants to be a part of the career fair, that will be from 12:30 to 2:30. There's a flyer there with a QR code, or if you know any 16 to 22-year-olds that would be interested in exploring different career pathways, we would love to have them as well. These are some of our new programs I mentioned. We launched 3 cohorts with 24 students to date in this past year of our Certified Logistics Technician program. We made that a hybrid course. Let's get them in, get them certified, and get them to work. So this has been a great building block as well, a stackable credential to other areas. And then I mentioned through the True Grant, we were able to build out a new Industrial Certified Production Technician. And this is brand new. We spent a lot of time in the spring and summer building it out, and we just launched our first cohort. We maxed out our IMAT lab with 12 students, very first cohort, maxed it out. And then Parker Hannafin, a local business that is in Mineral Wells, kind of on the border of Parker and Palo Pinto, they caught wind of what we were doing and said, can you bring it to us? So we have a class that meets on Fridays for their employees, and we have 11 employees there that we're able to serve. Another new program is our Recovery Support Peer Specialist. This is a program that allows folks who have been through some sort of addiction experience to use their experience to help others. So it's kind of a good stair step towards our human services provider programs on our academic side. So this is a 320 contact hour program that just launched this summer. Our students are going into externship now. And then another thing that we were able to accomplish, Dr. Alexander presented to our curriculum committee some new micro-credentialing. So some of our grants, like True Grant, they are really looking for 6-month or less certification type programs. So in order to kind of look at how we can meet those kind of shorter terms and stackable credentials, we took a look at some of our longer programs like machining or CAD, and we saw that we had miniature certifications within that. So we were able to break those apart into smaller completion chunks and create these kind of micro-credentialing programs, and that has been very successful. Some of our outreach, we're continuing to partner with Weatherford ISD Adult Education. They meet on our campus. They have their high school equivalency classes here in this building, and then their ESL classes will meet on our main campus. And that has been a great opportunity for us to work in tandem with them and get them into some programs that don't require a high school diploma outright as they enter. So they can work on the high school diploma, their language skills, while they're also working on a certification and get into meaningful employment. We're continuing to build our relationship and expand our relationship with Workforce Solutions of North and Central Texas, and really work on how we can, we have a wall between us, but we share a building. So we're trying to really work together and really take advantage of that unique partnership. In fact, Navarro College came and visited to see how we're doing this, because they're looking at doing the same thing on their campus. We had 2 great events this summer. We had a counselor summit in partnership with Parker County System of Care. We had over 100 guests here. They expanded it to school resource officers, so we had several of our local SROs here and school counselors, and that was a great opportunity for them to meet and for us to showcase our programs. And then our very first CTE Educator Summit was this summer, and we partnered with Aledo ISD CTE program along with Weatherford ISDs, and we have had over 75 participants. In fact, just yesterday, I received an email from the CTE director at Aledo, and they had featured the event and our partnership in their newsletter. Our health professions, as President Farmer just alluded to, our enrollments are up, and we're very excited about that. I love to see the numbers, but I also like to think that each of these numbers represents a person, and a person whose life has changed and has new hope. They have the opportunity for confidence, certification, job skills, and connection to employment. So we're excited to see those numbers up and excited about the lives that have been changed. And then finally, in corporate college, we have been offering local businesses classes. We partner with JMAC. We're doing some supervisory training, and it's kind of ongoing throughout the year. We're really helping them they've got a retiring population at their manufacturing firm, as a lot of businesses are sharing with us, and they want to train the next generation to achieve upward mobility in those jobs. We, as part of our Skills for Small Business grant, we received some childcare funding, and this is specifically to train folks in frontline childcare providing roles, and we got that kicked off at a couple of local daycare centers. And that we always promote our education programs when we do that. We want to get them in to Weatherford College's full-time students. Our advisory committee this year, we had 56 representatives from area businesses who participated. And then our spring career fair led by Brandy Grotz from our team. This year we had 54 employers and 250 job seekers who participated. It was quite large and very exciting. And we partner with Workforce Solutions of North Central Texas and the local chambers of commerce when we do that. And then we reintroduced a couple of courses in computer skills and bookkeeping and QuickBooks. And the most exciting part of the presentation today will be next, our robotics presentation. But before I do turn that over to Dr. Alexander, something exciting. We have, for 2 years, partnered with this North Texas Next publication. This goes out, 150,000 plus copies are distributed to Dallas-Fort Worth area CTE, specifically departments at area high schools. And we marked it for you so you can see Weatherford College, but we got to nominate a couple of students. And if you'll notice, one of our information technology students and one of our machining students were featured with articles, and then you'll see that we were able to advertise in the publication as well. So just something that you can have as our parting gift to you. And I will turn it over to Dr. Alexander.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you didn't know that it was a wonderful, exciting time to be in workforce, it is. And not only that, it's even better if you're in industrial automation, but I might be a little biased. I want to introduce you to Diablo. So with the wonderful help of the Perkins Grant, as well as everything that the board and executive leadership has done, we've been able to grow our robotics and automation engineering degree program.
talking to me.
And so we've expanded it from what we call the universal robot armed manufacturing ones to the mobile delivery ones. And so we were able to purchase these through the Perkins Grant last spring. And so, these
cool.
have the availability, so they run off of an amazing integrated software system that I would sit there and bore you to death if we wanted to talk about it. We could all geek out about it. But we do have the ability to program these, and they can run delivery systems. They are continuing to expand and use these throughout the world. Not only is it going delivery system, but public service is using it for if they have a barricaded individual in a building and they want to sweep floors to get to that point. They're using mobile robots as well as drones. We do integrate both of them together. We do run many different languages and software: Python, Raspberry Pi, Fortran, C++, Linux. And so we're able to integrate those and work them together. And right now we're getting ready to, after we're done here, go to class and integrate some of our AI program featured into that. So I just wanted to demonstrate some of that going along with some of our robotics. Questions?
Guys, bring them over here where Larry can get them on camera real clearly. I want to capture this moment real clear.
Oh, they're posing.
Taking a bow.
Dr. Alexander, will you share our conversation about the lawnmowers and the conversation? It's just
So
interesting.
we actually presented this to my class the other day, and they were like, "Oh, please let us build this thing." We have an amazing third semester students. They pretty much outdone anything I can do, and I just kind of walk into class and go, "Hey, what are we building today?" So I was asked by executive leadership, President Farmer and Dr. Ito Yaga, to look into opportunities for an autonomous robotic lawnmower, specifically on this hill over here where it's quite treacherous to try to mow in any different direction, whether it be mobile or whether it be hand done. So we're exploring those opportunities to do that. It will be completely autonomous. No one's, right, it's programmed, no one's going to be running it. And then that can actually advance into other things, such as if we want to do it to a couple of golf courses I know of, whatever that looks like. So thank you, that's a good question. Any other questions? I know y'all have questions. This is y'all's forte.
Glad my dog's not here. Yeah. Are they, you probably said this and I missed it, they have camera capabilities in them now, so what do they do with that?
Yeah, no, that's good, and I didn't specifically mention that, but yeah, so they can be integrated with sensors, with optics. They can have any sort of system that you can put on there. They have the ability to put on there and then program in that. We've already been programming lights and some optic sensors and whatnot. Our next task is to get optics cameras and AI driven to where the AI, this is a quite entertaining group here.
So you could, that could, it doesn't have to have the memory in situ or in place. It could be sending it to some other place and recording. So it could do that for literally hours, surveying, patrolling, doing all those kinds of things.
Right, yes, sir, that is correct, and we've done that. We have the ability, we have a large monitor that we can actually project to that monitor as it's moving, wherever it's moving. So almost like a mobile command center. I have delivered coffee to someone in this building with it. And I told Miss Leila Morris that I would be delivering something to her at some time in the future. But they do have the integration. They're really heavy in integration, you know, with the Raspberry and the Python and all the different languages it uses for navigation. It uses for connecting dots, whether it be a sensor or an AI-driven optics camera, so it would be able to have vision and it would recognize who you are, almost like facial recognition on your phone. It recognizes who you are, so if I say, go find Ms. Lee Lamores, it would be able to go and it would take a scan of the room and say, there you are, and it would go to you. Absolutely.
You can't get away with it.
Yeah. That's
Well,
scary. Yeah.
So for security purposes, I can see campuses that, like you used to have at the Tech. A lot of classes get out late at night, and then students have to go to dormitories and so on, so they would hire people to help escort.
That's right.
These could escort.
Yes, sir. You're
And,
exactly right. And even integrated into whenever there's a threat and it senses a threat. Of course, there might be a back station to that, right? Almost like a panic button in the back station. You hit the panic button and alerts whoever it needs to alert, whether it be campus police or so on and so forth. You know, make some sort of noises and, you know, flashing lights.
They
Absolutely.
could, yeah, they could be equipped with sirens or
Yeah,
whatever
sure
you
can.
wanted to put on them.
So you have an armed one with an AR-15?
So one of the things we're gonna do this semester is that UR, which is a completely different system, we're gonna figure out a way to mount it on this so we can actually mobile deliver and then utilize the arm as well. And if you're here for Spring Connections, those UR robots are actually going to be serving during the Connections week as well. So that gentleman out there.
We're not surprised at this because any of us that's had a drone and messed with drones, this is technologies, but you're putting it in a more practical. What's the weight? Can you join two of these together and haul heavier loads?
I'm going to ask my students that question. What's the drag weight, and then what's the load weight?
It'll drag about 170 pounds. I can stand on it, so.
Yeah.
I weigh about 150.
Yeah.
You can stand on it, but what would that do to it?
Nothing.
In other words, can it move with you on it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is one of our rodeo students, and we
The
have,
question is, do you stand
we
on it?
have actually,
Put a saddle on this thing,
the two-time champion for lassoing it and letting it pull you in a chair.
How about the mechanical bull?
Yeah, I can do that.
Exactly.
Combine two of these. You got one going, I guess. I can do it.
Any other questions? It's pretty good, you know, and I don't need to tell y'all, right? Y'all are in the workforce and y'all are out in the community and you see all of the things. You know, we have a pretty low workforce participation right now, and businesses are turning into automation in everything they do. I would say every week, at least once, but multiple times, I get phone calls to say, we are integrating, you name it, robotics right there in Mineral Wells. I just went down there last week and talked to them about how they're integrating their robot system at a company out there, and then what can our students do to help them. Internships, turn into full-time employment, but the automation and the robotics, it continues to be more robust just day after day and week after week. I'm sure y'all know that, y'all are out there.
How much are you influencing local high schools to get involved in this? What are you doing for that?
Yeah, no, great question. So I am in touch with all the local high schools around here. They do have robotics teams and robotics programs. And so we are kind of helping them, not that we're the end-all be-all, but we're helping align some of our programs to where they're not doing what I would always refer to as Lego robotics, right? Where you get a package, you build it, and you kind of turn it on and let it do a few things. We're kind of working together to integrate some of that software so that their robotics can do a little more robust and greater things depending on the amount of power and battery life that they have.
Okay, can I ask one cheesy thing? Can you do them together and make them jump? Look, wait. Hold on.
They want them to face each other and look at each other.
I want them to fight.
The jousting is is on the first floor, lab 138, after the meeting.
Hey, they are.
Pyrotechnics will be in the evening.
So this is also a good PTAC opportunity with our ISD partners in order to build out robotics.
Any other questions?
Very exciting, sir. We appreciate it very much.
No, we are the ones who appreciate everything that you do, every opportunity that you provided for us. Y'all are the ones who make this happen. We're just very, very grateful. We get to play with it all day long. How about, what a bad day that is.
Exciting times.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good job.
We're down to item 9 on the posted agenda, referring to future agenda items or meetings. President Farmer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Next month, we will be bringing you the annual Access and Affordability Report as well as the Clery Act Report.
Thank you very much, Dr. Farmer. Item number 10 on the agenda, announcements. Brent Baker.
Yes, sir. Dr. Alexander, would you tell your robot I'd like a vanilla latte, please? Thank you. Upcoming events, a few things to highlight for you. Of course, we do have our presidential luncheon. That is next Tuesday, very important event in the Alkek Fine Arts Center. The radio station will be there starting at 11:15. Dave Cowley will do a broadcast. We'll have the jazz orchestra starting at 11:30, and then the presentation will actually begin at 11:45. Of course, there is a complimentary lunch, and the community is invited. You do have 3 home volleyball matches coming up in the next month, so check that out. We have our Weatherford College Foundation Golf Tournament at Canyon West. It's sold out, but board members, if any of y'all want to participate, we could probably get you. Art show reception.
And that's when?
That is October the 3rd. October the 3rd. October the 10th, we have an art show reception featuring artist Richard Suckup. And our next ex-students luncheon, our monthly luncheon, which is now held in the Alumni House, that'll be held on October the 14th. That's all I have today, sir.
Thank you, Brent. Appreciate it very much. We're down to item 11, announcing the closed session that we're about to enter into on real property matters as well as employee matters as reflected on the posted agenda. We will be in recess, and it may be a longer recess than usual today. I think we have a number of items to cover. So we are in recess. Time now is 2:30 p.m., still on September the 12th, 2024. A continuation of today's regular board meeting. We're now down to item number 11, or 12, I should say, consideration and possible action on real property matters. I think we have 3 different matters to discuss and to be considered at that point. I call upon Vice Chairman Doug Dowd to present the first of those.
Yes, sir. I make a motion to authorize Dr. Farmer to enter into negotiations to purchase 11.5 acres on Martin Drive across from the Kingsley Building and next to College Park Rehab and Care Center.
Is there a second to this
Second.
motion?
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand, please. Appears to be unanimous, so approved. Next motion, Mr. Dowd.
I make another motion to authorize Dr. Farmer to enter into negotiations to purchase 2.5 acres on the corner of Park and Sloan Street, just west of the Alumni House.
Okay, is there a motion in that
Second.
regard? First, second,
Second.
Dr. Dixon. All in favor of this motion, raise your hand, please. Appears to be unanimous.
My last motion, correct, Dan?
Yes. Third
Would be to
motion.
authorize Dr. Farmer to work with our external counsel to begin the process of accepting the donation of Runaway Bay Golf Course and the adjacent property.
Is there a motion to that regard? Dr. Marlette. And is there a second?
A second.
All in favor, please raise your hand. Once again, appears to be unanimous. So approved. Next item on the agenda, consideration possible action, appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee. I don't believe we have any action items in that regard. So that takes us to the last and final, which is adjourn.
I so moved.
Have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
All in favor, we are adjourned.
Hey, before we leave, we gotta give a small golf clap to Dr. Marlette for helping us get going on the Runaway Bay project.
See what you did there.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very cool.
on photograph.
Yes, sir.